You don't need to tell the New South Wales town of Batemans Bay how to survive a crisis.
Well, a mass evacuation of tourists is well and truly underway this morning as we are aware as communities up and down Australia's east coast, New South Wales and Victoria come to terms with the events of the last 48 hours during this bushfire crisis.
Last summer's bushfires were the worst in the history of this region on the state's south coast. But even before the recovery has been completed across the Eurobodalla Shire, last week a less visible menace crept into town.
We have also seen an increase in a small cluster down in Batemans Bay. That occurred at the Batemans Bay Soldiers Club.
This is probably the worst case scenario that we possibly could have had.
Everyone in the Eurobodalla is worried that this is going to be a massive outbreak.
It's nearly 6 o'clock and we're still waiting to get tested, and we've been advised to stay.
It does make you wonder just how much one community can withstand, to be honest.
I would say that this has been the most traumatic year of my life.
First, it was fire that swept through the Mogo Wildlife Park last summer. Then, the impacts of the COVID shutdown, which left one of the park's veterinarians, Chantel Witten, without a job. 7 long months later, on the eve of beginning her new business, she dined out last Friday.
My son and myself met up with a couple of my friends at the Batemans Bay Soldiers Club for the first time ever. We'd never been there before. And after we finished dinner, just randomly, my girlfriend got a text saying that there'd been a case at the Batemans Bay Soldiers Club.
She's been awaiting her test results in self-isolation. But in a warning to other regional towns whose own health systems could be placed under similar stress, Chantel Witten spent 7.5 hours in this queue waiting to get tested on Monday night.
We've been here since just before 1 o'clock and it's getting freezing.
I think that the New South Wales Health were under-resourced. It was a long wait. And, you know, they could have been better prepared for, an outbreak happening.
The next day, at Hanging Rock Oval, the site of the summer bushfire evacuation centre, the wait for testing continues.
Hi Erin, how are you finding it here with the kids today?
Yeah, it's been a long wait.
Eurobodalla Mayor Liz Innes says although frontline staff have worked tirelessly, they've been overwhelmed.
7 hours, I believe, is too long for people to be having to wait, but I think everybody is doing their absolute best. And, you know, our frontline workers here are honestly, I don't think they could do any better. And yes, we probably need some more resources down here, but if you look at what they're dealing with across the state, I don't know how they could do it any better, to be honest.
How long have you been lined up for?
Since about 10:30, 10:45, roughly. Yeah, so a long time. It's nearly dinner time.
I'm really very proud of the team that I lead here in the Eurobodalla, and they've just been so responsive to getting out here and supporting people to be tested, and the general public has been absolutely fantastic about that. We sincerely apologise for the wait because we recognise how challenging it is.
As night falls on a day with no new cases recorded locally, people are still queuing.
We was down at the club on Thursday night. I can't return to work unless I've been tested.
So 30% of our population is over the age of 65, and obviously many people have relatively several health conditions.
And how long did you wait?
Probably about 4 or 5 hours, so it's a bit of an inconvenience, but we feel it's the right thing to do.
New South Wales are now seeing much lower numbers, but in multiple sites across the state. And the best thing to do in preventing an increasing number of cases is prevention.
On the south coast, the worry is this outbreak could be a major blow to a community already suffering.
After what we've been through with the summer bushfires, we just started to see that little bit of positivity and hope coming back into our local economy.
When you come into the store, it's completely closed. We were a bit nervous, frightened really I am, I've got an autoimmune disease.
The tourist trade has long been central to local businesses like the Mogo Lolly Shop, run by Teresa Matthews, whose business was already suffering from bushfires and the COVID crisis.
So I'd spoken to everybody here and had said to them that was it. We were just going to close the doors on Monday. I won't reopen the door now for 2 weeks, and then we'll assess it again then. I've got to remain hopeful. I love what I do. I love the kids. I love everything about what we do here. So I've just got to keep positive, I think, at the moment. I know there's a lot going on in the world.
The response from the community has paid off for now.
There have been no additional cases associated with the Batemans Bay Soldiers Club cluster.
It's one less thing to worry about for Chantel Witten, who also now tested negative.
We'll get there. We have to.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.